What's up, guys? So we're gonna go over the rebrand system from start to finish. So this is gonna break down basically how to become the top 5% agent, high performing loan officer or brokerage through video and this marketing system. So a little bit of background is I used to run a digital marketing agency, just getting leads for agents, and I shut that down when I realized they weren't really turning into a lot of actually closed transactions and deals through just generating leads. So I knew something was missing. So then that took me to taking some time off to really figure this out. And I'm going to go through like the whole journey, how this all came about, and how you can implement this into how we've implemented this for our agents and loan officers and brokers and what the results have been. Okay, so first thing I want to kind of just point out is kind of just looking at, so for as an example, Elon Musk and Tesla, like this is kind of like a duh question, like what do these two things have in common? Obviously, Elon Musk owns Tesla, but I would like to propose this question of like, what if you're missing kind of like the most important selling point of your business? So Tesla does really well. Obviously, it's a great product, right? But it's not the only electric car out on the market, but they are way, 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 way far performing that other, brands that are kind of similar besides the brand, right? So what's pushing that brand is actually Elon, like his personal brand, his personal like celebrity status that he has and what he does. That is what pushes Tesla forward. You can think of other people that are doing the same thing, like Kim Kardashian and Skims and Kylie Jenner and her makeup line. Like there's so many examples where the brand and whatever they create, as long as it's a good product, it will far exceed any other brand because of the personal brand behind that company, right? And so I want to look at this other Google study that I think is really interesting. It's called the 7-11-4 rule, which basically now it's a marketing framework that suggests through data that Google has done that it takes about 7 hours of content to consume for a person. And this could be 7 hours of content through blog, through videos, things like that, webinars, whatever. It takes 11 touch points across 4 different locations. So I've worked with over 200 realtors, so I know most realtors don't even have 7 hours of content for people to consume, which is why they rely on referrals, word of mouth, which is great when business is up. When it's down, there's not a predictable marketing system to attract clients to you consistently, which is why there's a lot of issues the when the fountain runs dry. Okay, so hope that makes sense here. Now we're gonna go over the next thing. So kind of like my philosophy, how I created this way of marketing. Like I said, I've worked with over 200 real estate businesses and realtors. These are some of the results that we've gotten. Chuck got 4 closings in 16 weeks. James got $1 million listing in 90 days. T got 2 listings in 90 days and got an 800K listing in 90 days. Rhonda closed a 600K deal in 30 days. Derek closed a 500K deal in 90 days. We helped one of our best performing agents, Kelly. She became a top 5% agent. She was not sure where her next closing was coming from. Her business was super up and down, and she went from that to become a top 5% agent in a very competitive market. As you can, she gave us a nice little shout out here, marketing team. Our old name was Clicks to Closings. Now it's Web Marketing, and we worked with her for over 2 years now. And so anyways, we've gotten these amazing results. And so how we got to this place is, like I said, I ran a digital marketing agency before, just running ads to get leads. There were some problems in conversion from converting leads. Well, the problem wasn't getting leads. The problem was converting those leads into deals, into clients, and all those things. So I looked at how people were actually deciding. This is what it started with, is how I looked introspectively. How are people deciding to work with me? And when I really looked at that and analyzed the data and all those things, I was actually like very shocked. And I realized I had spent for our own company alone almost over $30,000, $30,000 to $50,000 in ads. And I realized that basically no one bought straight from an ad, like meaning they saw an ad and then they bought after they had a call with me, or straight from an ad to a website. Most of them actually followed me on either Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from my ads. And then the content that they were consuming nurtured them into becoming clients. So the calls that when people chose to work with me, they had already been following me for a very long time. They've been consuming my content. They've been seeing my results. They've been seeing my posts on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. And then that content system, that content process that I didn't even know I was doing, that's actually what was convincing them to want to work with me. And believe me, guys, like, we had a pretty great offer and ads, but there were people that were cheaper than us. People could work with other people for less, and people that had better offers, but they chose to work with me because of this content process. So that taught me it's not about the offer. It's not about, just like how fancy all these your website looks, how great your ads are. It comes down to this content process so people can know, like, and trust you. Like, if they don't trust you, they're not going to do business with you. People that came on calls with me that have been consuming my content, they trusted me and they chose me over people that were cheaper, over people that had better offers, better guarantees, because they had been consuming and going through this content process. So all that to say, this changed my thought process completely on how to get clients. And so I tried this process, this same system, this content ads system with my clients, and the results were insane. Way better than just running straight lead gen campaigns. And so basically I want to kind of go through maybe some of the problems that you may be experiencing in your real estate, if you're a mortgage loan officer, if you're a real estate business, is there's a lot of inconsistency with just referrals. Obviously they're free. People already know, like, and trust you. But when they come in, it's great. And when they don't, it's really puts a lot of stress financially, and it's inconsistent. Or if it's not even stress financially, maybe you're used to the ups and downs, but you kind of hit a cap with what you can grow to with just that, using that way. But also, most paid leads suck. I mean, I get it, guys. I used to run these same ads that get these leads that are cold. They don't answer your calls, texts, emails. They're dead, most of them. And so I realized that was a huge problem. And marketing results, if you do marketing, if you do mailers, if you do billboards, if you do ads, like, a lot of times they're underwhelming. And then creating posting content, you see a lot of people winning on Instagram, on YouTube, but that whole process just seems like overwhelming, and you don't know when to post or what the algorithms are doing, and it's what songs to choose, what to say. Like, this just can be very overwhelming. And running ads is easy, but you don't want to waste money on things that don't convert. So you don't really know, like, what framework or what process is really working and how to do that. You're always maybe searching for the new thing. Like, what's the new thing that's going to get me this business result? But you're not really consistent with anything, which is why the results are the way that they are. It's like the saying, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, but, like, you have to do something consistently to really see results. And we'll talk more about, the way that I, teach, like, this whole process. But frustrated that your business isn't where it could be. Like, I've been there, where it's like, you know that you provide a great service, that your clients recommend you, you're doing good on referrals, or maybe your team or things like that. Like, you guys are doing good, but it's like you're frustrated that you're not hitting the potential that you feel like you could be or you should be. And there's something missing there. And that's really frustrating when you can't quite get that to that level. Or maybe, like, when closings are coming in, everything is good, but when it's not, you start freaking out, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, and that's just a result. That's like a emotional result or response of not having the consistency. And if you don't have a consistent system or way to get clients in the door consistently, then that's going to create this emotional response, because what you can't control, you can't grow or scale. And so if your business, you don't have control over the way you get clients, you're going to have that issue, right? So I kind of want to talk about my solution. Okay, now this is not the only solution out there. There's tons of people that preach cold calling, door knocking, that preach Google ads, like all these things. And I'm not saying those don't work. I'm just saying I produced and created this system around what worked for me and what worked for agents and loan officers and real estate businesses that I've worked with. And this is all about attracting your dream clients, okay? Attracting your dream clients consistently through video. And so there's a few parts. There's two main key parts to this, okay? So the solution, call kind of like the celebrity, like hometown hero system. This is about becoming the most well-known in your market, in your city. Like, you want people to think, when they think your city and real estate, like, you want them to think you. When they think your city and mortgage loan officers think your city and whatever business that you have, you want you to pop in their mind. And so first thing, there's two phases, two parts here. You've got the content and the ads. You need both working together to build a brand that's going to attract your dream clients. It's not just one or the other. And so you got three phases of the ads portion. I'm going to go through that first. So the first phase is we focus on running short form video IG followers ads. And this allows you to get consistent leads, which are followers. And we'll help you build out the scripts for these, but it's basically everyone that follows you is following you for that purpose of receiving information and knowledge on your market and real estate. And so from there, that starts to turn into conversations, which I'll go through next here. But it allows you to be consistent. Doesn't allow you don't have to rely on the algorithm, and you don't have to post content all the time to grow your following. These ads are growing your following and getting more leads and getting more deals through the door consistently. Okay. And so that's the first stage. And then the next stage, which just crushes it. Guys, Elio, one of the realtors, Elio, he's with KW. He closes over 150 deals using the same strategy 3 years into the business because he's consistent with it, and this freaking works. Okay. So next stage is the giveaway ads. So we run ads on Instagram for a giveaway. And this on average gets you about 500 to 2,000 followers. It also really boosts your presence in a market or in an area because you're giving back to your town, and you're also getting in front of other people's audiences. So when giveaways, they have to tag people, they have to follow you, they have to share their stories. That's going to get you in front of other people's audiences that are following you. So the growth is just insane. And then you can nurture people in the DMs once they opt into this giveaway. Like, hey, nurture them into the DMs, into an appointment, a consultation, whatever that next step is. And then next thing, this is a really huge key, is we run retargeting ads. So retargeting these people that have followed you, now we're going to retarget them with a more direct call to action. Like, hey, are you wanting to buy, sell, or invest in a certain market? Are you needing this help with whatever solution you solve? It gets more targeted. You have a call to action. You've already built trust by doing these giveaways and posting some content, which I'll go through a little bit later. And then you just get to nurture them in the DMs, have a conversation with them to see what they're looking for. If they're not looking to buy or sell, they probably know someone that does. And so you build and nurture in the DMs to convert them to that next stage, which is an appointment, consultation, things like that. All right. Now, next thing is this. I really believe, guys, in a very simple content system. People get so overwhelmed with this part, and there's no reason. If you have a simple process and you're consistent with it, and then you start to build a small team around it, so it's basically automated, which is what I've done. All you need is one VA, and then you just record, you send it off, they schedule it, they post it. Like, we'll get into all that. But guys, content doesn't have to be complicated. You just got to be consistent. So, but I do understand why it can get overwhelming. So even sometimes I get overwhelmed with it. But I kind of break this into two parts. Okay, you got short form content and you have long form content. Short form content, the strategy is to really get more traffic, more people viewing your stuff. And then long form content is all about conversions, all about nurturing, building trust and conversion. So you have to have both. You have to have the traffic, you have to have people viewing you, coming in, but then you also have to have the long form. Like on the study I showed you guys before, you need 7 hours of content. That's hard to do with 30-second reels. It's a lot easier to do with YouTube or like a podcast. Okay. So basically with this short form content, so you got reels, carousels, stories. Reels, basically main two are going to be reels and stories. So reels, the goal is to reach new people, grow your following, and then carousels, it's a different way to kind of share reels more visually and more of a photo style. And then stories. The stories help you connect with your audience, start conversations, make call to actions, and show the behind the scenes of your day-to-day life as well. So this is equally as important. And so that's kind of the short form content process that we use on Instagram to capture people and nurture them. And then long form content is going to be YouTube podcasts. Most people will do YouTube. I recommend YouTube typically first. But if you do a podcast, you can do a video podcast on YouTube as well. So that's also very useful. But this is going to allow you to nurture your audience quicker, because if you think about it, when someone comes in, they find you, they can go to your YouTube. I've had people do this with me and my other clients as well. They'll binge like 3 to 4 to 10 videos, and then once they've consumed that much content and they're continuing to get value from you, they're ready to interact. They're ready to transact. And so YouTube, once a week, we have like a whole YouTube strategy that's another thing that we do with our clients. But YouTube is going to help convert people into clients, into deals. And so you can send those out through email, all this other stuff. There's so much stuff that goes in the strategy, but this is just the basis of this. Okay. It's going to allow you to nurture the audience quicker and post answer to people's questions. And that's how they're going to find you on YouTube. So this is going to get traction, get traffic through the short form content, and then convert them with the long form content. And this is the strategy, literally copy and paste strategy that clients have used. Like one of our clients, Kelly, here, like this is exactly what she used to go from not knowing where her next deal was coming from to becoming a top 5% agent in a very competitive market in Georgia. Okay, so this is how people, like I said, Elio has closed over 150 deals a year just through Instagram. Okay. And so I want you guys to just understand this whole system. Like just generating leads and chasing deals, it just doesn't work anymore. And so this is kind of the system from start to finish that we're going to go through a little bit more in detail when we hop on a call. If you haven't scheduled a call already, there should be a button here to do that. But if we have scheduled a call, then I'm going to be able to break this down more for you specifically, to your specific needs, to your specific area or goals, all those things. But this is kind of the start to finish strategy. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next call.